Hi, this is Joey Keller from Friendly Automate. In this video, I'm going to show you how to deal with unsubscribe, buttons, tokens, how to create your own preference center, how to test it out and customize it. Let's begin. Hello, in this video, we're going to talk about unsubscribes and preference centers. So let's start with that. How does unsubscribes looks like in Friendly Automate? If I go in this email, let's look how this email looks like. Let's look at the code. So we have simply hello there. We haven't heard it from a while. And there we have here a unsubscribe link. So if I go to the code view, then I can see exactly what's happening here. But I don't even need the code view. I can just go here and then look at the link. So the link says that, actually it's not showing like that. And I just deleted it. So I will add this unsubscribe link now myself. And it should be as follows. It should be an href. And then you have the unsubscribe token, which is unsubscribe URL. And like this. So this is how the unsubscribe link supposed to look like normally. But if you go over it, actually, this one should be also manageable via this edit link. So you see, I have the unsubscribe URL here, unsubscribe underscore URL. This will generate unique unsubscribe link for this contact. So for each contact, it will be different. You can use another token as well, like this web view text. You can use the same thing, just call it unsubscribe text. Unsubscribe text. If you use this, you will get a very long text in your email saying that I'm sorry to see it to go, but you can click here if you want to unsubscribe. So that's what it's going to generate. When you send this out, then the unsubscribe will automatically behave based on your settings. Let's see what kind of settings we have. So normally, if you have an unsubscribe, I'll show you where the texts are and then you can understand it better. But I actually sent out this email, so I'm going to show you how it looks. So you click on unsubscribe, you see this. I'm sorry that you go. This is the email. We will not send you any more emails. You can click here and then you will get the emails again. And then it says, okay, you resubscribe again. If this was a mistake, you can unsubscribe again. So all this is managed here in the settings, configuration, configuration, email settings, and it's here on the bottom. So if you use web view text, then you will see this. You don't see this email, click here. And if you use the unsubscribe text, then you will use bitte klicken Sie auf click here to unsubscribe. And this is the text, what you see that sorry to see you go. This is what you saw here when I clicked. Sorry to see you go, and this is resubscription. But this is ugly, so I don't want to use such an unsubscribe. It's a default setting. Some people prefer it. I don't. So there is a way to make a nice landing page for our clients. In order to do that, we're going to have to use this area here. I call this the Sinister 6 because all of these settings need to be properly set up. Otherwise, your preference center will not look normally. So what is a preference center? It is a landing page, actually, which we connect with our emails. When you look at my email here, I will open it, just one moment. You will see that I have not chosen any preference center. And the reason for that is because I wanted to show you how the unsubscribe works, but actually there is a way to customize it. That's what I'm going to show now in this video. So that's here on my site. So you can, if you have preference centers set up in your system, you can have that as a unsubscribe page. So let's see where exactly they are. I'm going to go here to landing pages, components, landing pages. And I'm going to open one of these pages. I call it Joey's Friendly Preference Center. The only difference from in this and other landing pages that here set as preference center, it's chosen as yes. Let's see what happens if it's not a preference center. Yeah. So you have limited amount of tools here. But if you are choosing it as preference center, suddenly you have another line of things, because you can, from that moment on, you can access other type of settings for your customers. So when they come here, the contact comes here, then they can choose a bunch of things. For example, actually this text is not correct because you don't need to add your email address. So I'm gonna just remove it here, and we could say it here that bitte, I don't know, I'm gonna do this in English just to keep everything simple. Please change your preferences. Okay, and it should be something bigger. I'm gonna just have 30 and bold. Let's have it even bigger. It's too big. Okay, please change your preferences, and here we will add all the settings under it. So, okay, what can we add? So first of all, we can have here segment list, which is kind of cool. We will come back to that, what it really means, because we're not sure that we want to show all the segments. And we can have the categories. And we can have preferred channel. We can have channel frequency. And we can have a success message, which is, again, it's up to us. I'm gonna make it bold, just that you see that we can actually edit that. And we can have the save preferences as well. So these are those fields which are unique to these settings. You can, of course, a little bit style it that it doesn't look everything together. You can change the text here if you want. I'm gonna have a little bit of space between them, but it's up to you how you do it. So let's see what we did here. We're gonna do anwenden, and I'm gonna close it, and let's see, save it, and let's see what we did. So how does it look like? Okay, so it's gonna look like this. So someone comes from their unsubscribe, they will come to this page. But before we can do that, we need to do a bunch of settings. So let's do the settings. I'm gonna close this for now, and let's go back to and then to edit. And I wanna check, okay, it's published, it's preference center, and I don't need to change anything else here. So let's close it up, go out from here and go to the landing pages, and we will see right away, you see, this is a preference center. It has that little icon, and how cute is that? I mean, I love how Friendly does these things. Okay, it's a preference center. We could add the category as well, like preference centers, but the categories are usually just for our organization. So let's go back to channels, emails. And here in the emails, we're gonna make sure that we use that preference center as unsubscribe link. And I will make a mistake there right away, because that's a common mistake and you might also do it. So I want you to know how to fix it afterwards. So bear with me. What we're gonna do, we're gonna create here the preference center. You see now it right away arrives, my language, so it's set on English, and the Joyce preference center. We save it. So now you would think that this will immediately work. So I have the email here, click here, and then I still have that. Why is it like that? I already set the preference center, what's going on? So the reason is because you have to especially allow it in the configuration. So you come here and go to email settings, and on the bottom, you have to allow the preference center. So if you do that, hopefully it will work for you. So I go away from here and click here. So it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? It doesn't work because we are using items there. We are using different items which are not on this, which are not allowed in the configuration yet. So I used everything. Remember, I used the Sinister 6. all the 6 settings, and we need to turn them all on. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I'm going to just turn on everything. So whatever I use there, it has to be turned on. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, now it works right away. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have here a segment, which is test segment. That's this contact I'm sending is member of this segment. We have the channel, which is email in this case. We can have other channels as well. We can also have web channels, and we can have text, SMS messages. Right now, this user only has email, so I would not show this normally. You can choose here, contact me via email. So if this is not checked, then this person will unsubscribe. If it's checked, it will not unsubscribe. So when the customer comes here, it will be already unchecked. It makes sense to write a text that if you don't want to be contacted by email, please uncheck the following box, or leave the following box unchecked and save your preferences. That's the best text actually you could write. We also have another one, which is saying that, you can be contacted in this and this frequency, that don't contact me more often as 5 times a week and so on, or don't contact me during this and this time. You can use this, it works. I found that customers, like your contacts, like not everyone understands it, but if you, for example, have a online tutorial, this would make sense. And then you just have a pausing your subscription, and that's it. So let's talk a little bit about the segments here. You don't want to show test segment to the customer. And I'm going to now show you where you can turn on which segment is visible for your certain preference page. When you go back here to segments, I have a bunch of segments here. Let's go to the paprika segment. And not because I'm Hungarian, it's just because, that's the first one I saw. I'm going to open this, and we will take a look at the settings. Here, you can see this setting saying it's available in the preference center. So if I save it as yes, in that moment on, it will be also visible in the preference center. So I can choose this. I can say that I'm interested. So if you have some kind of tutorials or newsletters where you want to communicate different topics to different segments, you can just make those segments public. So all those segments will be public, which the people can choose. And if they are public segment, then they will be shown here in the preference center, and you can, people can choose it themselves if they want to participate. Like, for example, you're sending out recipes, food ideas. You can have one for meat, one for fish, and one for vegetarian. And then people would be, they can opt in and opt out from the different channels. So you would be able to dynamically create the email segment for them, the email flow for them based on their segment. So let's clean this up a little bit because we have a little bit too much stuff here. I go back to the emails, and actually not the emails, but the landing pages. And in the landing pages, I will remove all these extras, what we don't need, that it looks a little bit more neat. Let's do it. So we only need this. I will leave the segment as well, because maybe you want to do that. We're not using categories in this one. Categories are just for organizing. I never really saw any value to that. Okay, so I'm going to pull this a little bit apart. Let's do 10. And this one should be also a little bit pulled apart. Okay, and here I'm going to just add the text saying that you can edit your preferences. Like, I'm going to say, leave if you would like to unsubscribe, please leave the checkbox empty. So this is how they, because it will be unsubscribed as default. And that's it. So my preference center will look like this now. If you would like to unsubscribe, leave the checkbox. And you can leave the segments. I mean, if you have good names in your customer facing segments names, and you're basing your marketing on that, I think it's actually cool. So if I save this, actually, I did it wrong after all, because what I should have done here is to let them to send emails, which is actually the only way here. Is the channel frequency. So this one we should take out, leave the channel frequency like this. I will remove the segment because it's just creating confusion even for me. So let's save it, and then we're gonna go back here. So what we did, you can sign up via email. We don't need this, but this one you can only remove from your settings. So you can remove here, go to configuration, email settings, and like I call them the sinister 6 on the bottom, the 6 emails. We don't want to show the contact frequency. We don't want to show the categories. We don't want to show the posing, and maybe the channel option either. It's no point for us. Actually, I will leave that so they can unsubscribe and save. And once it's done, we have like this. If you want to unsubscribe, then leave it open, leave it empty. And if I unsubscribe from here, you can edit this. Like you can say you successfully change your preferences. And now if I go back to this this contact, I should see that he is unsubscribed, and it is true. So this person has unsubscribed. And the only way to resubscribe him is click here and turn on the channel one more time. And that's it. Now he's subscribed again. So that's it. This is what you should know about Preference Center. You can edit it for each email. And yeah, I hope you're going to make some beautiful preference centers. If you do, let me know. Thanks.